Hey everybody, what's happening? Son of a Silver Stacker here. In today's numismatic news and information for the 25th day of October 2022, I'd like to welcome you over to APMEX so we can check out those live spot prices. However, before that, I'm going to welcome you over to Good Morning to You with Tiny Numismatics. That's, I don't even know what number that is, 263. And that started at 10:30 this morning, East Coast, 7:30 a.m. on the West Coast. Now, we also have the Anime Wong quarter drop starting today, and that's going to be 11:40 a.m. Eastern Time, 8:40 a.m. Pacific. Biggest quarter drop of the year. Hope to see you there. Now, here we are at APMEX. Gold is down 650 to 1653.50. Silver's down 26 cents at 1923. Platinum down $9.40 at 934.20. And palladium down $5.30 at 1998.50. Isn't that interesting? Finally below $2,000. Now let's bump over here to the United States Mint's bullion sales, and we're in the calendar year of 2022. And I can show you, and we did tell you that over the weekend, the United States Mint updated their numbers for the silver American Eagle sales. So there they are, 850,000. That's the bullion. And it obviously is exactly the same as these other 3 months and very near September's totals. And will the United States Mint actually add more American Silver Eagles to October? Not sure. I do expect them to have some for November, but maybe not that much. But looking at JM Bullion, seeing how they're not going to have any more U.S. Mint sealed American Silver Eagle tubes, I kind of doubt it. So this could be it for the year. And there is rumor, okay, that and that we heard this, I think, in the chat yesterday, saying how the 2022 American Silver Eagle bullion coins are going to be the one to own because of just a short supply. And let's face it, if a big whale bought a bunch of these, okay, maybe 1 million of them or 900,000 of them or whatever, that could be 10% of the total product. Wouldn't that be amazing? Okay, if some whales gobbled up 10% of the product here, 5% there, 10% there, that would make this 14 million, almost what, 10 million? That would be very low. And that's just in private hands, not bullion dealers. That's private hands. And we don't know what the bullion dealers are holding on to. What would you do if you're a bullion dealer? Would you be making all the money you could right now, knowing that the premium on silver is that high? Well, probably. You're in business to make money, right? So here we are. Let's go to Coin Week, and this is going to explain further what's going on with the mint silver planchets. And I just have to ask some questions here once I do read these paragraphs, because it's kind of a big deal. Now, this is by Bullion Shark. That's kind of an important name to remember here during this video. It says here, understanding the silver planchet shortage at the U.S. Mint. That's dated September 13th, 2022. So about a month and a week or so ago. All right, there it is. That's nice. Let me scroll down to the highlighted options. It says here, another factor is that the mint is required not to pay more than spot price for silver it buys to make planchets. But in the current bullion market, that's a tall order. In the current environment, obtaining physical delivery of silver when paper contracts mature is often very difficult or does not happen when desired. All right. So the U.S. Mint goes to Comex, and they buy their bullion. Okay, they're not buying, onesie, twosie, 1 ounces or 2 ounces at a time. I believe the orders are 5,000 ounces at a time. Okay, and if that's the case, well, it would make sense that the bullion dealers are only getting 5,000 American Silver Eagles at a time. Okay, so maybe they can only get 18 loads. Because that's I think how many are in their bullion program, how many bullion dealers are in their program. So if they get 18 orders of 5,000, they can give 5,000 to each one of them, okay, and then trickle out the rest of the American Silver Eagles. It's just, so something's happening. So if you were the United States Mint, you're not going to go to, let's say, Sunshine Mint and say, hey, I'm going to buy my silver from you. You're going to buy it from Comex and then deliver it to them and say, make silver planchets from that. So it says here, so the Mint must find vendors, companies that can meet its needs for silver planchets and the high standards that the Treasury Department requires for its coins, especially in terms of weight and fineness. That pretty much has to do with making sure that it is super difficult to counterfeit. And anytime the government signs contracts with a vendor, it is all subject to the strict requirements of the Federal Acquisition Regulations. That's the FAR. I think that's an act. For example, vendors and their processes must be vetted, and the planchets must meet stringent quality control measures. Not long ago, the Mint had 4 vendors who could supply silver planchets. It requires that they meet strict specifications for silver eagles, as well as silver medals of the same size. But experts say at the moment it is only one main supplier, the Sunshine Minting of Idaho, and I believe that's in Coeur d'Alene, with the digital planchets coming from a second company, Leach Garner, in Massachusetts. Okay, so basically, I don't think the Mint has a problem getting these silver planchets. They just have to get the silver from the Comex and then get it to these folks so that they can actually process it. I don't think the mint processes the planchets from that silver that they get from the Comex. And why is the Comex so important? Well, let's go over here to Twitter. I got to show you this. Now, this is Michael, hashtag Silver Squeeze. Huge news yesterday. The Comex read, and he's got the alert sirens here. So it says Comex registered silver drops 5.5% to 36 million ounces in their vaults. That's the lowest level since June 29, 2017. Vault totals at the lowest level since June 14, 2019. Open interest now equal to 228 of all vaulted silver and 1,917% of registered silver. That is incredible. I don't think I read that right. Now, basically the point here, watch this conversation. Now, this is between Wall Street Silver and Michael Silver Squeeze, all right? Wall Street Silver says, I think the record low for registered was around 23 million ounces a few years ago, but that was back before Comex was really used much for delivery. At some point soon, though, this low level of available silver is going to be an issue. How long will it go? Michaels replies, yes, on June 7, 2016, the total dropped, and this guy knows his stuff. I mean, he brings the receipts. That's Michael right there. Yes, on June 7, 2016, the total dropped to 22.4 million ounces and stayed there for over a week before going back up again. All right. Now, is that this is a great conversation. Is that the largest percentage drop you've seen? Largest since July 12, when it dropped 5.3 million ounces, or 7.9%. That is just an incredible number. Now, this guy says his posts are currently the most awaited event on FinTwit. I don't know what that is, which is why my life plans, appointments, etc. now revolves around Comex data releases. Now, he asks, if you don't know what this is, what is the significance of open interest? Open interest is how many contracts are currently open in the Comex futures market. It represents how much silver is currently sold if every single holder were to request delivery in the month for which their contract is dated. Yeah, imagine if they asked for their silver. That would be incredible. So it says here, this is 13 hours ago, 1 million ounces a day leaving the Comex warehouses. That requires a lot of trucks. Why does no one ever monitor this, or is it all smoke and mirrors? That is probably one of the greatest questions. Where's this going? And I think the answer lies with the governments. I think the governments are the ones that are amassing gold and silver in large quantities. And here we go over to CME-Group.com, and this is basically just a heads up of what the Comex is. It's a designated contract market offering products subject to Comex rules and regulations. Joined CME Group with the NYMEX in 2008. That's New York Mercantile Exchange. In 2008, the merger expanded our suite of metals products to include several global benchmarks, including precious, there you go, metals, base metals, and ferrous metals. So in 2003, that's when they're talking about that. So let's get back to this conversation with Michael, hashtag Silver Squeeze. All right, we've talked about this, how the Comex registered silver drops 5.5% to 36 million ounces, lowest level since June 29, 2017. And then Silver Phoenix says, well, it's getting real, folks. At the current rate, there will be no more registered silver in the Comex in less than 18 days. And I was like, what? And I'm like, what happens in 18 days or so? Ah, yes, the trusted Google machine. Yeah, well, that's about right, isn't it? I don't know if this is exactly that day, but it's very close to that day. And that's Tuesday, November 8th, Election Day, folks. This is getting weird, more weird. And then we're supposed to talk about the Phillies and winning the championship. If you don't know what that's about, oh my goodness, what's going on there? Now let's pop over here to JM Bullion, and I'm looking up their most popular products for the American Silver Eagles. That's the 2022s. And we did show you that the out of stock, all right, for the American Silver Eagle Tube, mint sealed 20 coins, BU, it does not look like this is going to be coming back. Because if it does, well, if it did, it would have a pre-sale sign on there, okay? Now, let's keep on keeping on. Now, let's talk about the American Silver Eagles, because I think these are probably some of the most important coins. The fineness and quality, and just it's the American Silver Eagle, folks, United States Mint. And I think this is one of the most trusted mints in the world when it comes to, well, it being silver. Okay, now let's check this out. Now, if you buy 1 through 9 of them, you're going to be paying $40.77. Well, that $40.77 minus the $19.34 for the spot price, well, look at that premium, folks. You're paying over 100% premium for the American Eagle. Isn't that incredible? And that's if you buy 1 through 19 of them and you put it on PayPal or your card. That is just remarkable. And will these premiums go down soon? No, because let's look at the premiums. When did these premiums really start to take off, right? BC, just about 2019, 2020 in the spring, and bam, we have not looked back since then. In fact, I think the more it's like the more people complain about the premiums, the higher the premiums go. And really, I think the people that are, I think that it's smart not to complain about the premiums because at least you're getting the silver, right? Would you rather have physical silver or paper silver? If you buy your paper silver at 1934, congratulations. But do you really own it if you don't have it in your hand? I don't know. Yeah. And, I looked at the United States, or not, I looked at the JM Bullion here for 2023 American Silver Eagle coins. They don't have any listings here, but they do here. And this is Bullion Shark. These are the same folks who wrote this particular article here. That's why it's important to remember that. Bullion Shark. Now, they're saying here that the new 2023 Silver Eagles, all right, they're going to sell out upon release. What's up with that? I don't think these have ever sold out on release, folks. And that's the bullion coins. And we know what the bullion, look, the United States Mint, okay, normally produces, all right, let me see if I can go back to that page. Normally produces some of the most substantial numbers in January because they also utilize December of the previous year to build these totals to a just an incredible amount. Normally, January is the largest of most any months. Now, if that's the case, if that were to ring true every single time, then how is it and why could these sell out on release, especially if there's going to be a large number if we have 2 months worth of minting? Doesn't add up, doesn't make sense. Something's up, and I would probably get pretty defensive, I would think. Now, speaking of 2023, let's pop over here, the United States Mint. Their 2023 product schedule is up. However, we don't have any products on there because maybe the United States might not have any products if there's no silver. But they'll definitely bring the clad quarters, I think. So what do you think? Are we going to have a whole lot of problems with silver next year because of the Comex, where the United States Mint gets their silver? Are they going to have any silver left? And if not, what are you going to do? Where are you going to buy your silver? Now, let's keep on keeping on. I think that's it. We're going to go to those plus ones today. Now, what does a house wear? A dress. That's right. That's pretty good. Now, life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. I think that's genius. That's from Women's Day, and that's Charles R. Swindoll said that. So life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you react to it. That is so true. Man. So true. Now let's pop over here to 395 99.9 KOIN Coin News Radio. This is Maxi Priest's Wild Word. It is a cover song of the song you know so well. I think it was Jim Croce. I don't even know. Wild World. Maxi Priest. You know the song. Great tune. And this is the reggae version. So there it is, folks. I want to thank you all for watching. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you do like what you hear and see, please subscribe to the channel. It's free. Son of a Silver Stacker. Make sure you stop by today. It's going to be a good time. Out.